You guys have probably heard me say throughout the day you should visualize hitting game winners. The end of the game is probably the most important aspect of the game to visualize. Now, why is that? If you can handle the pressure at the end of the game and you see yourself making shots, and maybe it's not just game winners, maybe it's like the last 5 minutes of the game, you see yourself hitting shots, making great plays, and make sure you work in defense, of course, see yourself getting blocks, making the right pass. You can just have little GIFs in your mind that you're playing end of the game situations. And the reason I say that is because if you can handle the pressure of the end of the game, what's the end of the second quarter or the end of the third quarter, right? The pressure only increases as the game goes on. So if you can handle high pressure situations, you should be able to mentally handle high pressure situations at the end of the game. The rest of the game kind of takes care of itself. So if you ever hear me harping on, like, just see yourself playing at the end of the game, that's why. But there's another time in the game that you should also consider visualizing, and that would be when you start the game. Set the scene for the game, see the warm-ups just running out. And this can be very quick. It can be done in 60 seconds, where you set the scene, you just see yourself going through warm-ups, running out, see like the stands filling up, all of that stuff. Just set the scene like the beginning of a movie. See the jump ball and see yourself play the first, 2 minutes of 3 minutes of the first quarter. Not in real time, but see the jump ball, see your setting screens. The reason is, like, the two most, you might say, awkward points of the game for a lot of players. The most awkward, let's put it this way, the most awkward part of the game is the beginning of the game, finding rhythm. So you don't want to see yourself forcing the issue at the beginning of the game. You want to see yourself making passes, coming off screens, catching, shooting, shoot if open, pass if not, maybe some dribbles, some drives. You just see the beginning of the game getting the flow of the game. Now, there will be certain games, if you're like the scorer on the team, where you might have to come out super aggressive. You can think like Kobe against Shane Battier or something. You just came out firing. And some games you're going to have like that. So occasionally visualize the beginning of games where you just come out like a maniac scoring. But generally speaking, you want to see yourself at the beginning of the game in the flow of the game. And maybe do this for 2-3 minutes. I don't know. Take 30, 60 seconds, set the scene of the beginning of the game. Take 2 to 3 minutes, visualize yourself in the beginning of the game, and feel yourself being normal, confident, just comfortable would be the word at the beginning of the game. And then shift to the crunch time heroics, the last 5 minutes, the last 3 minutes, close game, home, away, because you want to feel what it's like to have people cheering for you and against you, right? Against great competition. If you know the team you're playing, if you can visualize yourself against the team you'll actually be playing, that's really important too. It doesn't have to be perfect. You just need to see some of their faces, and the brain gets it. You're just setting the scene for the brain. If you think about a dream that was really vivid, you'll notice the brain's not overdoing it with the details. It just gives you the right amount of details to make it feel realistic, because that's all the brain really wants, is something the subconscious really wants, is something that starts to mirror reality. So when you visualize, make sure you make it as real as possible, but you don't have to like OD, you don't have to be super anal, just make it like as real as possible. So when you're visualizing, the 2 times you want to visualize most, take 2 to 3 minutes, visualize the start of the game, and then visualize the end of the game. And really 5-10 minutes a day of doing that. So let's say 15 total. It's really good. You can make so much progress just giving the subconscious mind 15 minutes of visualization, the start of the game and the end of the game. And if you're a pickup player, you don't really have a start of the game. You're probably not nervous before you start a pickup game. So just visualize yourself in crunch time in pickup games when you need a game-winning shot, game-winning point game, whatever. That's what you would probably visualize. But if you're still playing competitively, you're still wearing a uniform, visualize the start of the game, okay? So that's the advice for today. The beginning and the end and the middle kind of takes care of itself in my experience. I guess I'll add one more point. If you're somebody who struggles after halftime, like you start off okay, get in the game, and then after halftime you lose it, you can also visualize starting the third quarter again. Just tell your subconscious mind what you want to have happen. My name's Dylan. I run BasketballBrain.com. You can visit BasketballBrain to get the full program for $27. Also, make sure you join the school community. We just had our first meetup. I think it was Sunday, Saturday. I can't remember what day it was. Yesterday. We just had our first meetup. It's a Zoom call, free for a month. It'll be a monthly call for members on the school community. And also join the Killer Instinct community. That's also linked below. The Killer Instinct community is if you're the type of person, one of these rare people who wants to excel at every level, join that community, because there we'll talk about diet, we'll talk about different psychological strategies. I plan to have people come in to talk about business and sales and things of that nature. So it's going to be a fun community. We'll also do one meeting a month that's free in the Killer Instinct community. And then there'll be a paid level for people who want to do a meeting every week and maybe some stuff beyond that. But everybody, if you join there once a month, you can jump on a Zoom call, get your questions answered. And what I find is when one person has a question, few other people do too. So I hope you'll join there. It's a growing community. I think we're at like 40-ish people in the Killer Instinct community and 30-ish in the Basketball Brain community. So let's grow this, and I'll see you guys there. Peace.